What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we are going to start off with just showing you what is going on right now. I'm going to let you guys know. I'm not putting this out on Twitter. You know what? Because, I don't think my entries led to, I just don't want people to, listen, I want you guys to make your own choices. So, I'm going to put, the bulk of them out there, but, all in all, me just showing me adding and selling and adding and selling, I'm not going to do that. This morning, I ended up taking some profits on, well, not profits, they were down. But either way, I took that money because I was like, oh, 1 hour, I posted on Twitter, actually, and you ended up getting some buying pressure there. So I was like, you know what? I remember that pain. I am going to put myself in a situation where I have 1 to 2K to throw at the top. Now, I'm just letting you guys know, I did end up just throwing that in because of how close we are to forming a triple bearish divergence. So, even if we do end up going up to where JP Morgan had, all right, I had shorted calls at 4,030. All right, it's not going to be too much pain. It's going to be a little pain, but it's not going to be too much. I'm going to show you guys where SPY is right now. But more importantly, all right, let's look at SPX. All right, this line right here represents the line, all right, or the point of resistance you have to break in order to form a triple bearish divergence. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's definitely not definitely. That's why I just took it. I just don't want to. And I also knew I was about to record, and I say it happens during it. I don't want to interrupt the video. Not going to be too much pain. It's whatever, all right? But yeah, I took that money and I threw it all into the Feb third puts, and I got my average down. Again, it's not the best average, but you know what? If we get what I think we do get next week, then I should actually be up 100% on those. So that will be good, okay? Maybe it'll be a little over 100% if we do get those down into, not into the money, but $10 into money. I do still think we are going to, guys, we had a $30 drop off. Just going from here to here on SPY, all right, not SPX. It was like a $300 drop off. But right here, you had a $30 drop off in 5 trading sessions. It says 4, but if you're counting from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's something very similar to what we got, what we're rocking with right now. All right, we're gonna go over to SPX here. All right, and what do we have when we did that? Okay. We didn't have anything. We didn't have any divergence. We didn't have any proof that we are fizzling out. Now we have proof that we are literally, the move is coming to a fizzled conclusion. And all in all, guys, yeah, I still want my peace of mind. And yeah, so that's why I just did that. Even though we did not end up hitting SPY's trend line, all right, I'm getting that opportunity, and I got to I sold a few Feb third contracts this morning as well, so I would also have some money, and those were around 240, I believe. And now I just got to buy a decent amount for anywhere from 155 to 170. It was pretty cool. We are pushing up, and this is why I did that, because all we have to do now is from where we pushed up, we have to push up another 0.03%. No, not 0.03%. We have to push up another 0.2% to form that triple bearish divergence. Either way, guys, I do think there's a high likelihood that you do end up having people sell because you have the long weekend, and maybe we do end up having a situation where we again fall and we see the 1 hour oscillators come back into, well, on SPY they were. I saw it over on SPY, and I saw this very slight bullish divergence going on. And I was like, wait a minute, you know what? I've seen this before. All right, and I did end up posting that on Twitter. So, I mean, guys, there's still a lot of freaking value on Twitter. I'm just saying, all right? Even if I didn't get the most entries, all right? All my on-the-spot TA, it will be there, all right? It will guaranteed be there. But yeah, the vast majority, any entry I see as a solid one, okay? The bulk, all right? If I'm taking the bulk in thirds, all right? So 3 out of 3, those will be there, all right? But also, I'm also going to be posting, well, I mean, obviously I'm going to show you guys in these updates as well as the written updates, where the actual trade plan well ahead of time. We had a trade plan when we were still in consolidation down here. I just didn't listen to said trade plan. All right, I literally did not, but it ended up working out. All right, guys, your boy is still going to make a very decent ass chunk of change, which is why, guys, I got so many messages yesterday of people that were worried, and guys, that's okay. I'm here for you guys, all right, because in my mind, I'm saying this, all right, it was easy, all right. I was sitting there all relaxed, just trying to tell, I'm gonna be perfectly fine. I just don't want channel members selling out of fear and stuff like that, right when you were right at the top, or maybe you just did what I tried to do, all right, except with only like, what if someone were trying to, they sold out like during fear, and then they saw that drop, and then they followed back in, and then, boom, then it happened to go up again, and there you go. Now you're in even more pain. All right, so this is just the stuff that I am trying to avoid. All right, I just, yeah, you know, I will be perfectly fine. I'm just literally concerned about others because, like, again, I know the math. All right, I know for a fact. All right, over the next like 1 to 2 weeks. Well, not for a fact because nothing's a fact. But guys, again, this was the too good to be true setup that we have gotten. All right, since this trend line has formed. All right, and keep in mind, so that was done at the golden pocket as well. I don't know where the exact golden pocket is. We're not going to put it on, but we do have this golden pocket from that move to that move, and that move to that move. The golden pocket is also right here. So we are still in, like, we're pretty much in both golden pockets is what I'm getting at. All right, but you had that move, that move. Now you're getting the pretty much the fourth, like, super sexy entry here. But look at this. You got your 200 MA. You just overthrew the 200 MA for like 2 days right there. And it gapped up. Or no, you didn't gap up, but you had a massive rally there. And then you faded it. There you gapped up and you literally faded it. But guess what? You had 1 day on the 200 MA and touching that trend line. All right. I think, like, hey, that's what we just got. I don't know if SPY does end up hitting the trend line, but I included in yesterday's video and also in the written update that, like, hey, there still is that possibility. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but guys, I don't give exact scenarios. I give, like, hey, if you see this happening, like, I mean, also I'm trying to teach everybody how to fish as well, because, like, obviously I do actively manage my trades. All right. I have managed to get a little less screwed here. All right, but it's still, like, not the best. But, you know, like, again, like, I'm not worried about myself. I will be perfectly fine. I'm going to make so much freaking money. That's perfectly fine. But again, yeah, that's literally my only concern is, like, other people. All right, other people. I just don't want to, like, I will guide people to, well, I'll show you guys how I'm going to become successful. I hope people are also, like, learning and not just, like, following, because eventually, like, hey, what if, like, 2-3 years down the line, I'm not doing these? And then people are like, crap, now I'm losing all the money I made. So you guys got to learn how to fish is what I'm getting at. All right, so let's get into it now that we went over what I just did and like why I just did it. And it's because, like, hey, there's no guarantee you do end up getting there. There is no guarantee, but again, triple bearish divergence if you do. So anything that does pop up there, all right, I think it's going to be extremely brief. I think if we hit it today, all right, if we make that triple bearish divergence, I think that will be it. All right, that is, like, a lot of bearishness going on right there. And then if you come over to SPY, I think we already have the triple bearish divergence. You have, let's just put it out right here. You have 1 point of divergence. You went right there. You have 2 right here. That was right over there. And then you have this bad boy right here. And that was all the way up here. So if we do pop up and we don't break right here, then, hey, okay, all you have to do is break over. Pretty much you have to hit 399, and you have a quadruple bearish divergence on SPY's 4-hour CCI. And we'll have the triple bearish divergence on SPXs. So all in all, guys, I'm serious. The rug pull is we're right at the edge of the cliff. All right, don't buy into any of the crap. All right, that I literally told you guys, you're gonna see the bull thesis come back. You're gonna see all the perma bulls come out of hiding, and a lot of people are gonna get nervous. I asked everyone not to, like, send me these nervous messages because I don't want to get scared on my position. But you know what? Yesterday was fine. I was just literally assuring everyone, like, hey, yeah, no, nothing has changed. I got so many people asking, has anything changed? No, nothing has changed. I guarantee it, guys. It is the same exact setup we have been talking about. We've been preparing for. I'm not going to say I did the best, but you know what? At the end of the day, yeah, again, if we get that $30 rug pull, like, in a week or two, there you go, dude. Everyone guarantees up big. All right. That is where my head is at. All right. And if we get, like, what I really think is going to happen, which is maybe more than that, I don't know if it's going to be more than that because, again, no crystal ball. But like, guys, we didn't have any bearish divergence on the 4-hour time from SPX up there or SPY. All right. It just had this massive thing. And now you have literally this whole move is showing to be fake. All right. You have it fizzling out. Okay. Because if it wasn't fake, it would just be doing that. And it would be forming like a bull flag looking thing. But hey, you got your bearish divergences going on. You also have the same thing on your stochastic. If you do end up running there too. And if we do run up there and make that higher high, we will also have a bearish divergence on the 4-hour RSI. And your RSI will be right up here. I think we've seen that. Saw that on that trend line touch right there where your RSI went down right there. All right. Right before you have this bad boy right here. And you went like that. All right. Touch the top of your wedge right there. I'm just getting that, guys. Like, hey, you have a setup to fall off a cliff here. All right. And like on top of that, I'm going to show you guys this right here. So you have the 20 right here, but this what I've been watching on Webull. Right here. No, not that. What am I doing? We got to come down to CCI. All right. You come over here, different setting. All right. And this is the default setting on Webull. Look at that. You have a sick, nasty bearish divergence. And guess what, guys? If you do also end up going like that, you're going to have a triple bearish divergence, guys. All right. You are literally going to have a triple bearish divergence just like that. All right. And that will be extremely cool. All right. Extremely cool. Well, you might not have the triple bearish divergence. It might just settle like this. Like, look at this. That looks pretty freaking ugly if you ask me. All right. But you come down over here to what we pretty much rely on. All right. Well, not rely on, but it is a, I'm going to be honest. CCI is an amazing indicator. It's the only oscillator that I have found that isn't like, you know, it's not late to the party. Like the MACD, I remember getting absolutely shat on. It's part of my French. I remember getting absolutely crapped on by using the MACD, and we'd use the RSI. And the RSI is like, honestly, the RSI is solid. Okay, if you see something form on the RSI over the CCI, I'm gonna like RSI is solid. All right, and then if you see them converging with each other, that's when you really know you have a setup. Right? I think we had that going on right here. Yeah, you had that right there, and you had that right there. Now it did actually invalidate. Now let's see that. But technically you had it like that, and you had a bullish divergence right there. And you had the same thing on your CCI. You had a triple bullish divergence on, I think it was DIA had it. What was it? Something had it on, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was Apple, maybe it was Tesla. I don't remember what had it. But either way, something ended up, you guys can go back and look at the videos. I do this every day. And yeah, guys, I'm just letting you guys know, I really do love doing these things. Like, this is like, I'm sorry if they sometimes are like 30 minutes. I'm going to try and like, you know, get the info in there quick. But again, we do cover a lot of things. Like, it's not like I'm just sitting here putting together a thesis out of nothing. I am literally reviewing every factor that I see on the chart each and every day in these videos. That's really the purpose. And holy crap, I just want to point out, bearish engulfing candle 1, bearish engulfing candle 2, bearish engulfing candle 3. That's crazy. Your CCI is down at 278. You don't come down here, guys. All right. You literally do not come down here. I do think we are going to be bottoming soon, and I'm going to bring it back to, hey, look at that trend line go. All right. We literally have formed the triple bullish divergence going from this point of divergence to that one, now to that one. And guess what? You have literally kept an uptrend. And yes, you are starting to bounce right on the uptrend here, which is absolutely sexy. That is something I didn't know was going to happen. I just literally told you guys, I read this in one of Bull Kelsey's books, and I wanted to see if it happens. All right. And it did happen. I told you guys, like, it might. All right. But like, it literally happened. But yeah, guys, look at where your CCI is right now. You don't come down here. All right. You come over the weekly time frame as well. And now your CCI is fully ready to rumble. All right. We can, like, obviously you got that. But yeah, guys, with where SPX is right now, I give it a very, very solid chance that you start ripping faces on the VIX. All right. I don't know how high you're going to go. We still have these targets that are on the VIX. All right. We did end up breaking out past that. Do they get invalidated if you come under here? I have no idea. All right. But these are still the targets that, like, hey, want to play and they're there. All right. But like, personally, I like playing the SPY. I love playing the SPY over the VIX. But if you do get a VIX fear event, they both should pay very well, but VIX calls honestly could pay very, very well. All right. But I'm not saying like go like over SPY. I would much rather have SPY than like over VIX. All right. But you do have your stochastic in overbought territory. You are holding that, like, slightly holding that uptrend. You broke your uptrend here that I had on the chart the other day. Which was somewhere over there. But yeah, all right, your stochastic is ready to rumble. Your RSI, again, with the triple bullish divergence going on. At the same time, you come over to SPX, and we are like, we probably will form it just because it's so perfect. All right, did we just reject off the trend line again? Jesus, come on, get the extra mile here and just come up here and form it so we can, you know, fall off a cliff. That would be so much appreciated. I really do hope we die next week, right? There is the chance that we don't die next week, but again, like like in my personal opinion, I've been saying it the whole time since it got announced. All right, 4,030 is likely going to be top on SPX, and that's just because JP Morgan would either come out and technically shove you down, or you would have JP Morgan pressuring the Fed to, shove you down, come up with a bearish catalyst that, there's that. And we do have earnings. Okay. We do literally have earnings starting next week. I will include in the weekly update all of the important earnings. We'll look over the economic calendar as well as the earnings calendar on Earnings Whispers in the weekly update, which will either be Saturday or Sunday. Probably will be Saturday. I'll probably just get it out of the way. But yeah, guys, we have like a really sexy setup. That's all I'm getting at here. All right, we can come over the weekly chart since it is Friday. Let's just see what's happening, and you are obviously tapping the trend line. But yeah, guys, this is why I'm saying you're not gonna keep going up. Okay, like if you break this trend line, all right, it's gonna be very short lived because of exactly what you got going on here. All right, the IA didn't end up forming a bearish divergence here, but still, all right, you're not gonna go on the rip that like people are saying there's a case for right now, which I'm telling you right now, there's not a case for it. This is the exact narrative that I told you guys, like, hey, you're going to finally have people, you're going to have people coming out and calling all the bears stupid again, when in reality, the bears are thinking perfectly logically. All right. That's technically and fundamentally speaking. Okay. The Fed still wants the market down. I don't think they're going, like, over the next 2 months, we're going to have to see. I don't know when we bottom, but, I know we got a Fed meeting in Feb. Then we also have one at the beginning of March, I believe. So, like, maybe it's one of those where they end up saying something bullish and they finally flip their hawkish tone. But, like, at the end of the day, I don't think Jerome is going to let up unless we have a lot of freaking room to run on the indices. So we don't have, like, this happening. If we were to rip faces right now and they were to come out dovish, all right, guys, we're breaking some resistance levels and we're gonna get a really nice rally if it happens. That would be terrible. All right. But I'm telling you guys right now, the Fed can't have that happening. So the Fed will be coming out and saying something. That's literally what they told us in the minutes. That's their worst case scenario, is a market rally. All right. That is the risk against their fight against inflation. Everything they've done, all the progress, it'll be wiped because the wealth effect completely comes back. All right. So that is not a good thing, guys. Not at all. It does look like you are going to have inclining volume here. All right. But look at that. You had inclining volume this week, and that is where you topped before you let's just look at what you did there. All right, you fell $29 in 2 weeks right there from there, right? Like $25 from close to there. That is pretty cool. But all in all, I do think we are going to get one exactly like this. All right, I think it's going to be very quick, where in a week you have a $30 down move, and that's going to put us at, from where we are right now, that's going to bring us down to 370 if I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, we're coming right down to 370. Contracts are going to be $10 in the money. Okay, you guys can play whatever you want, all right? But my contracts are going to be $10 in the money. They should be worth $10 to $12 a pop. And there we go, dude. We have between 100 and 200% gain in a week. After all this pain, it will all be worth it, all right? And honestly, I will be exactly where I want to be, even if that is just the case. But all in all, I do think by expiration, you still have you have a solid chance of, I'm going to just say, getting down. And look at this. Like, let's just see. In 2 weeks, you fell $50. So that's something like I am expecting something similar to this. You had a pretty massive counter trend rally, and then boom, you went down big. All right. Was it here? All right. Is that what this was? Let's just see right here. Let's just come over here. Let's just come right over here. And yeah, it was literally this. And then look at that. All right. Within 13 bars. So I think 10 bars would be 2 weeks, but we have 9 bars. You fell 47 freaking dollars. Yeah, guys, there's 3 weeks on them. I am pretty sure we are going to have a move somewhat similar to that. I'm not saying it has to do that. I will definitely be taking, like, I have so many contracts that I will be very, very satisfied taking profits at, like, when I see 100%, when I see 150%. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to have too much riding when let's just say, like, we get into this area down here, right? No, I will probably be taking profits like within 1 to 2 weeks on the vast majority of them. I don't really care if we do make it to SPX lows, all right? Just because I'm decently heavy and I've had a lot of freaking pain, and it was the plan, all right? It was the plan. We don't have to make it all the way down to lows before expiration. I think there's a chance you do. I really do, all right? But I'm not going to say you are going to. Maybe it's by the Feb 17 expiration you make it down to lows. I'm not going to be taking that chance. But either way, I'm playing these to get in the money. So if I start seeing signs that we get a counter trend rally, which, like, guys, That's what I was saying over here. You needed more gas. All right. You needed, and I didn't know it was like, I didn't, again, no crystal ball. I didn't know it was going to be exactly like this. I called this out as the most perfect scenario possible, that just, hey, again, the most perfect scenario possible. And it's too obvious. The too obvious scenario is exactly what played out here. All right. It is literally what played out here. The original trade plan, it would have worked way better than what I have done. Which was like entering decently heavy here, take a little profits over here. But again, like I think it was this day. Yeah, I started entering like, again, I started almost going all in there. Either way, guys, like this now I know. All right. Now, like that's what I'm getting at. All right. Next time, like guys, I'm going to save like 25 to 50% of my capital guaranteed for the best case scenario. Yeah, if not that 50% number, just because I mean I will have a decent chunk of change to play with. And I don't think I would want to be taking those risks. I would probably honestly also be playing much more date. All right. I don't need these crazy gains or anything like that. I've seen something that I haven't liked here. All right. And I'll probably play it differently, as in like, hey, I'll do what the original plan was. You buy the more dated contracts when you're lower, and then as the setup gets less risky, you start loading the boat on the shorter dated contracts, which in this case were the Feb 3rd, but like the original plan was to have half and half Feb 17th to Feb 3rds. I didn't do that this time around, all right? And they did get wrecked. I have been able to trade a little bit and get that average down though. So that has been pretty cool, all right? Just trying to squeeze a little extra out, but at the same time, like I also fully acknowledge that there's really no point in trying to squeeze the extra out right now, because we're probably going to cliff dive next week, all right? I'm not saying you do, because again, no crystal ball, but yeah, guys, this is what I think is coming. I think we have another $30 freaking move down. And like, again, I think it's going to pay. All right. That's all I'm getting at. This thing, we have plenty of signs right now. Okay. The daily oscillators are heavily oversold. It showed you what was going on the other, like if you change the time frame on the CCI here, it's only 14 candles. Your stochastic is in overbought territory as well. Your RSI is getting up there, but again, your RSI is right around where you started. Peaking over here. All right. And like maybe we do end up seeing a prolonged thing like this. I do think we're going to start getting that rip down though. Just because people are getting super, they're getting super dovish, guys. Honestly, like I'm seeing more and more people just pretty much tell me either I'm wrong and I got to block people, which I'm like, dude, well, you're not even listening to, like, if you're saying stuff like this, I don't care. I just don't care. You're not going to benefit off of my analysis, and you can get creamed. That's how I've been looking at this. But all in all, guys, yeah, you're not going to push up like everyone is saying because of where DIA's weekly oscillators are. You're just not going to have, unless you, again, I said in the other video, unless you think a mega QE rip is coming, you're not staying up here in on your CCI, your stochastic, or the RSI. You're just not going to do it. All right. But I do think, like, I don't think something like this is coming. But I do think a decent sized rip is coming. It's definitely going to be tradable. But again, no crystal ball. So I have no idea. Are we going to come back up and have overbought oscillators in the weekly time frame by the time we come up and hit this trend line again after we fall? Like, well, maybe we fall down here. Maybe we don't. All right. Maybe we actually bottom down here and hit a double bottom. I have no idea. We'll approach this when we get there. Okay. That's what I like to do on this channel. I don't like to give too far out projections. All right. Obviously, I did show you. Guys, this is like your only support here is your gap fill here. And then you also have this. You can move it slightly up. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But I think I'm just going to leave it there. Maybe I'll make a little zone there. But yeah, guys, if you break these, you're coming like decently down. Look, that's another $10 move down. That's another. Now you're coming to 300. I don't know if that's going to happen because I don't know if a crash is going to happen. But if it happens, guys, I will be there. And I'll be reporting on it. There will be that. And here's the thing. I won't be reporting on it in past tense. I'll be reporting on it as in like, hey, this is about to go down. I don't know. All right. We will see when we approach all these scenarios. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Let's just one more time. All right. You guys already know where everything is on the daily time frame. Everything is looking very sexy is what I'm getting at. All right. DXY. I don't know if DXY is going to be ripping. I think it's going to start ripping because, yeah, it moves up. Like when this thing goes up, equities come down. Everything, debt just becomes more expensive. The dollar goes up. Yeah, you got a bullish divergence here on your stochastic here. All right, going on. And I think you have a slight one here on your CCI. Yeah, you have a very slight one. So if you were to stop falling this week, then you will form that. All right. But either way, guys, I do think something big for the market is coming down. All right, like something, I don't know what catalyst is gonna, maybe it's these earnings. All right, I have no idea. It wasn't CPI, but I did say we're probably going, like, that's the probable scenario is CPI. I've been saying it. It was a week, 1 to 2 weeks. I was saying that. All right, it's probably CPI that is going to either mark the top with a gap up, and you come into these resistance levels. That's like, hey, they're going to act as a magnet, or because again, you had gap fill 200 MA, trend line resistance, and the golden pocket, and again, the other golden pocket that was like this one that I had on my chart for a while. But yeah, all right, like that was the probable scenario. Or you can end up having a gap down, okay? And like, well, actually, I didn't know which one it was going to be. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care. I didn't care which one happened. I literally didn't. We didn't get either, though. That's the thing, right? I just knew the probable scenario was, hey, CPI is going to mark your top no matter what. Either if that comes with a big gap down and then it's a gap and go, or you have the gap up and you fade it. We didn't get either. All right, dealers won this game because, you know, charts do predict the news, and they couldn't have you coming all the way up here because again, it's probably JP Morgan who was like, hey, you got to make sure that this doesn't happen. We can't come up here to 410. We can't do it. All right. But yeah, guys, we have been. I'm just gonna also point out a thing about trend here. All right, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. All right. I know you made this lower low here, but we could say you technically held this zone here. There was the 390 on SPY. That was the 390 to 392 zone that I had on my chart for a while. Do I still have that? I don't. Oh, I still have it. It's like literally right here. But yeah, on SPX, guys, this is going to be the first lower high. All right, with the oscillators in the highest. Yeah, you are, no, not the highest. All right, you reached the highest point over here, and then you started forming bearish divergences. I don't think we are going to have to form that bearish divergence, though, here, as I have pointed out. Hey, guys, triple bearish divergence is on the way. I don't know if it's going to form, but it is so freaking close to forming that I think there's a likely chance that that's what they ended up doing. I told you guys, hey, we either start falling off a cliff, all right? And again, I end up cutting out of the shorter dated ones of some febs this morning just because of what I posted on Twitter. I was seeing that on the hourly time frame. I was like, you know what? I remember this pain. So if this does end up happening, I did say in my last night's update that it would be hella troll if they don't tap that trend line on SPY. It really would be troll. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it, again, would form the triple bearish divergence, or it would just be one big 4-hour bearish divergence there on SPY. But SPX would end up forming that, and that is something that I'm looking forward to. All right. Either way, SPX is, you literally just missed your trend line, I believe. Yeah, just missed it. You're just off of it. Maybe you do tap it for the third time. But either way, guys, this is not what you want to see if you're going to break something. This is definitely selling pressure going on with all the other factors that we got mentioned. And then you come over to the hourly time frame, and you have fat bearish divergences going on. But again, maybe this also, maybe you come back up and boom, you have another 1 hour bearish divergence going on. All right. And that would end up being a triple 1 hour bearish divergence right there. Either way, guys, my point is very clear here. We are fizzling out, and that is that. All right. You come over to VIX. Let's see what's going on. Do we have any, oh, we do have a 1 hour bullish divergence going on Mr. VIX. Now, I will say you had the small one. We had that rip. There we go. These can produce like a little rip, and then like who says they don't do that? Again, I don't know. Maybe they are going to do that next week, but my guess is we're probably going to be going down next week just because, like, you know, all right, we have Monday off. All right. People are going to want to sell. Maybe we get a sell off going into the end of the day. VIX is holding its RSI trend line here on the daily time frame. Stochastic is deep oversold territory, the same territory you got there. You had this little gap up right here, there as well from this same exact spot. But your CCI, look at what's going on. Like, this is just, we are just so beaten down now. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, guys, all right. You guys know the plan. You guys know the plan, but you guys know where we're going next week, all right? It's highly likely. I told you guys that I would be watching SPY's trend line in the written report. I said QQQ's gap fill could act as resistance, or it could be SPY's trend line that acts as resistance, or SPX's 4030 level that will be acting as resistance, and those would mark a top. That's what I was looking for, and we didn't hit anything other than maybe we get a push into the end of the day. Maybe we do end up hitting everything, and maybe again it becomes the most too obvious perfect setup. I don't know. I don't think all of those will be hit, though. I don't think QQ's gap fill will be hit personally, just because of how today is playing out. Did SPY make a higher high? No. Either way, that is the video, guys. I will be I will have a weekly update out either Saturday or Sunday. And by the way, guys, welcome to any new channel members. All right, I know the channel has been taken off recently. And I just want to let you guys know, hey guys, ask me any questions you want. Okay, like literally anything. Obviously, nothing's financial advice. All right. But at the end of the day, like I'm here for you guys, and I'm here to serve. All right, guys. I will catch you. Serve/help, whatever you want to call it. All right. Obviously I'm no servant. All right. I'm putting myself in a spot where I will never have to work for somebody for the rest of my life. And that is also the goal here. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.